How are you all doing today? We are back again with some Unreal Engine. Well, me and my friend learning the Unreal Engine. But before we get started, down in the description below you will find a link to the Poker Shop where you can find energy mixes, sleep mixes, shakers, even stakers. And if you use creator code Blackheart, you will get a 10% discount on your next purchase. And doing so also helps support my channel in the process. Okay, and I think I'll leave that cell apart there. And let's see, my friend Jim is wrapping up his Pega still, like he's doing his Pega certification still, so he should be finishing soon-ish. I almost didn't make it today, so while we wait, let me switch over to the layout and actually discuss what we're going to be doing today. We are tackling artist quick start. I am not an artist, so hopefully with this I might actually be able to learn some tools that might help me in some way, shape, or form. Or maybe something I can use at some point, or maybe figuring out a few things that might help someone that doesn't know anything about art. Oh boy, I'm taking a scroll to see what I'll be doing. This is significantly longer to the level design one, honestly. But we shall see once my friend Jim joins us. When will that be? I am not entirely sure. Like he said, he is doing his pay part. I think he's sending them some feedback about something that he didn't like about it. Since I can't see his stream right now, he's live over on YouTube for those interested in that part. And let's see, I left this on like this for now because I don't know if I have to make something new or I can just work with this. I don't know. And let's see, I'm gonna have it ready to join on his stage as soon as he's ready. Yep. Oh great. When do I have that there? I do not know. You guys cannot see, but I just saw something that was a little bit annoying, but took care of it. Hopefully he finishes up soon so we can get started with the lesson. He did say that he may be late a few times because of his whole Pega certification. Well, I have been thinking about one thing. Now that I think about it, I might as well talk about while this is on right now. But I do want to kind of learn Blender a bit as well. I don't know exactly how I'm gonna tackle that though. If I were to do it live, I would need to change a few things about my schedule. I'm mainly a gaming channel. I squeezed in this little hour into my streams so that Jim and I can learn this at the same time. I don't think he's interested in Blender at all. If I make videos of it, it would only be during the weekends. 2, there will be relatively long videos. 3, VStream cannot upload videos yet. They're working on that. That's not ready, and I don't know if they're gonna put a limit on how long these videos are gonna be. And if I can learn Blender, then maybe I might be able to make assets to use for Unity. Maybe. I don't know. Like I said, I am not an artist, which is also why I probably haven't tackled Photoshop. Well, a Photoshop like software, since I can't pay for Photoshop, but there is a free alternative for it. What was it called again? Great, I cannot remember it, and I'm not gonna look through my browser right now. Well. Alright, now that I think about it, I'll edit that next time. I haven't had time. There was something I want to edit about the browser capture, which is, I know it's small, but I can't make it any bigger without obstructing more important things, like the chat or the Unreal part of the engine. So, okay, he's actually closing down. Let me hop on into his stage, since what I see on his stream is actually delayed. You might end up hearing some of his like Pega discussion, so let's check real quick. Okay, he's quiet. That means he's probably already finished closing that down. Okay. His little intro. Alright, he's. Hello.
Hello. Okay, so, yesterday we kind of finished off our new level, I guess.
Yeah, we have
So,
finished level design quick start,
yeah, so,
and I think we said we were gonna start with the artist quick start next up.
yeah, so, yeah, the only thing, based off of the getting started with UE4 page, it started out with a level designer, which is what we, used initially. Then there's the artist quick start and the programming quick start after that. The others afterwards probably shouldn't be our main focus, so probably
No, we'll
we'll
probably
probably
ignore
skip
those.
those.
Yeah, we'll ignore those and go towards what actually matters, which is probably the more
Yeah,
advanced stuff.
yeah.
Hopefully.
So hopefully. But yeah, let's go ahead and go into the artist quick start just to see what. I mean, it's probably not going to be helping us out too much, my friend. Seeing that neither one of us are artists, but I
No.
mean, we might need to throw on those caps anyway. So,
Yeah,
um,
I am still thinking a little bit on at some point making a Blender section for myself where I try Blender. I just haven't decided if I'm gonna make it a stream or a video, and I'm kind of more waiting on VStream to add the upload video option, which they are supposedly working on that.
okay. Um, well, whatever you decide, um, we'll kind of go from there. Now, from when I select the artist quick start, uh, I already see that a lot of these have been checked off already, which is
Weird.
weird. Yeah. Um, because I don't remember doing or finishing,
Mm,
that these weren't, checked off before. So,
yeah, I never
or we,
touched this before, so it's probably a
yeah.
site
So
bug or something.
that's the only thing that I can think of because these shouldn't necessarily be finished. So,
Yeah,
not sure what the
they
heck is
can be
going on here.
removed, so I'm removing them myself right now.
Yeah. So. Yeah, because clearly we haven't gone through each one of these steps in order to, you know, to do like, step 7 and stuff like that. So that's a odd thing that goes on there, but
Yeah,
okay. Um, okay, so uh, shall we, you know, start at the very top and go on down then?
yeah,
So, okay, so prerequisites, installing the Unreal Engine and creating a new project. No problem. Already done all that. So, quick start guide, guys, and shows you how to add assets to your Unreal Engine. But in the guide, you'll know how to use a project browser to complete new projects and navigate the content browser to find and add content. You also know where to find information on the FBX content pipeline while learning how to use the material editor to modify materials before applying them to the static mesh actor. So, okay, so open Unreal Engine, which I'm assuming that you have opened as well.
yeah.
But
I
let me
have
go
on
ahead.
the create new project section already.
Yeah, let me go ahead and get your uh, get your browser open and running there. There we go. Create a new project using games blank template using the following settings, uh, which
Template.
I'm gonna switch over to webcam so I don't make the same mistake that I made last time about, hey, I want to make a new level, I want to do a default, and show off, uh, um, accidentally show off folder address. So, but that's done. So going back to live. So let me know when you're done with the games in blank, or are you already like down to like
I'm reading
step
it.
2 or
It's
something?
like it says blank template with the following setting: C++ enabled. Which is, I believe, choose whether create blueprint or C++ project. I guess that's what it means with C++ enabled.
Actually, hold
With
on.
starter content is selected, and that's all they said you set on the settings.
Yeah.
That's right. The first one is either blueprint or C++. I'm guessing that's the one that is saying C++ enabled, because I don't see anything else that says C++ or anything. Now I'm gonna name this artist.
Ooh, do not have a compiler installed. Ooh, okay, so that's
Start.
going to be a little bit of a problem. Yeah, the
Great.
C++ enabled, you know, um, I see Blueprint and I see C++ on the very first option. So but when you select the C++ project, it gives me an error for no compiler was found. In order to use the C++ template, you must first install Visual Studio 2019, which
I have Visual Studio. In my case, it's saying .NET Framework SDK at 4.6 or higher.
now I can't remember if Visual Studio is freeware or not. It might require.
It is.
They did at one point in time try to say that it was like, you know, you had to have a like a monthly subscription at one point.
I
Like
should download that thing without any subscription and use it without subscription.
okay. Well, I think I think I saw it for a short time. You know,
I think that they got a lot of negative feedback, let's just say, and they had to back off on that.
Possibly. You know, I'm not 100% sure. I haven't been like I haven't done much work in the, you know, C, C++, C# field. But I mean, when they were trying to you know, when they did when they were switching like Word and everything to like the what was it called, like the Work 365 or something along those lines, they were trying to switch everything over to like a yearly subscription. And obviously, you know, Visual Studio is one of their tools that is very much similar to Word, you know, and so on and so forth. But I would imagine that they probably would have gotten a lot more negativity on that than before. So, let's see. So we're doing the desktop development with C++. It's already been checked off on that. Game development with C++.
I probably have an older .NET framework installed, since I did have one installed, just don't know what version this I have installed.
I'm debating whether or not I should activate the mobile development with C++, because we don't know if we might need to do that. But then again, we might be able to add those later. So, like, it's automatically selected, you know, certain parts of the Visual Studio for us automatically. You know, or at least when I selected the, you know, installing Visual Studio. So,
yeah, I'm looking to download the requested version.
So,
I don't like downloading things like this. Actually, I might as well download the latest version, probably. It's at 4.6 or higher, so... And the one I can find, I think, is 4.8.1 as well.
okay, I don't know if I need to start after installation, so I'm gonna unselect that one. Because the project settings is saying that we just need to have the compiler. You don't necessarily, you know, it doesn't necessarily mean that you need to have it running at the same time. Just needs to have that compiler in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and deselect that option. So but I'm installing it now, so there's that.
Actually, I should check if I can download it from the compiler itself, that .NET, since I do have the...
I mean, if you already have it, then
Yeah, but I don't know what version of .NET it has, because it's throwing me an error that I need a .NET Framework SDK 4.6 or better.
okay.
And I might be having an older one, since I haven't used Visual Studio in a while.
Okay. I mean, it's possible. You know, if they're saying that they checked your system and they couldn't find that particular version, then yeah, you're probably gonna need to
Yeah.
download, you know, what they need in order to get it to work. So
Let me check.
oh, have you heard about Twitch or Twitch's announcement?
No, I've not been keeping up with it.
So, from what I understand, Twitch has, you know, while this is doing the installer and stuff like that, from what I understand, Twitch has basically said that anybody that is on Twitch can now stream to any platform.
So they went back on their multi-streaming stuff.
Pretty much.
So the ban on multi-stream is gone. Good, pretty much. But I don't know if I'll still consider going back or not.
Yeah. Well, from what I understand, they opened it up for everybody, you know, affiliates and partners as well. So even I can stream on both Twitch and YouTube at the same time, or at least from what I gather. You know, I like you, I haven't really looked into it all that much, but from what I understand, they're basically saying, yeah, you should be able to do that. Now, the one thing that they were kind of stating, I think, are some of the limitations is one, you need to have your chats in separate windows, kind of thing. Like, you need to have the Twitch chat in like a separate window
Yeah,
or
you
something like
cannot
that.
merge chats. That's what they're saying.
Right. So, which is, you know, obviously unfortunate, because it's like, you know, you have to like keep your eye on like multiple screens at the same time to kind of see what everybody's saying. But I mean,
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
would
when you
clutter
get
up
to
more. It would clutter up the stream itself. Like
mm,
in my, for example, in my case, because I don't have a way to merge VStream and YouTube, I have two separate chats on my stream.
right, yeah, the I'm getting stuck on a package here from the installer. I hope that I can finish at some point, or you know, I hope that it's something that can be installed right at this moment in time, and might maybe it's giving me a problem, because like maybe one of my programs is actually using it. That would kind of suck.
I
Let me
don't
see if
think
there's
so.
some. Let me see if there's some kind of error. 1 second. Nothing popping up right at this moment in time, so I don't know. But yeah, you know, the fact that you're having to kind of look at like two different windows for the chat. It's like, oh god. Like, you're gonna be driving yourself batty along those lines, but they don't necessarily want um, like they want the streamer to kind of focus on the Twitch chat in a sense,
Yeah.
you know, to kind of give them the priority. Matter of fact, they're basically saying, hey, you know, you want to encourage people to come to the Twitch chat or something along those lines. Um, you know, you want people to come to Twitch. So if you're doing something along the lines of, hey, you know, go to my YouTube chat or something like that during a stream, then they kind of regard that as a big no-no or something like that. So they'll say nope. You know, that's, you know, we're not gonna allow that or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, um, so on one hand it's like, okay, you know, that's gonna be, you know, that would be interesting, but at the same time, again, um, you know, I'm still not very, you know, I don't really want to be that supportive of Twitch right now because, um, you know, they are still quite, yeah, well, in a sense, greedy.
Yeah.
You know, um, taking up a lot of, you know,
They are still looking for
you
an
know,
excuse for the ban on third-party advertisements.
yeah,
I mean, it's still within their TOS if you look at it. So they're, even though they say they're going back on it, for some reason they still left it there.
yeah,
So obviously, I remain skeptical of Twitch.
yeah. So yeah, not planning not on going back there myself either. So, um,
Oh great, it stopped working.
even though I think I saw like Vinny uh followed followed my Twitch account. Like, wait, okay, you know, Vinny, I'm over here on YouTube now. I'm not doing anything on Twitch anymore. But whatever. Um, okay, so my installation has completed. So I'm gonna go ahead and close down the installer. Now I'm gonna try doing a new project, games, blank, C++. Hmm.
Maybe this will release some resources.
So I didn't open it. You know, it is installed, but
Yeah.
they're saying no compiler is found in order to use the C++ template. You must first install. And I'm getting that same error message again, and it's like,
Hmm.
so in other words, I'm
Did
going
you
to,
download the compiler itself or the installer? Because Visual Studio comes with an installer. So maybe run that and see if it has a version installed.
let me go find it.
In my case, my last version was last year's 2022. But it's almost like at the beginning of 2022 what I have on. So I do have a compiler on. I probably got that one from my last lesson when I was messing with JavaScript, and it does have a plugin for JavaScript. Okay, there we go, finally. I might need to eventually run a memory integrity check at some point to repair a small error I just got.
I don't really want to install the Visual Studio Community 2022.
That's the compiler. And
Wait,
that's
what?
the free version.
No, it's the IDE. That's not the compiler. or it might actually have a compiler in it, but it's the IDE. What I'm saying, Visual Studio Community 2022.
Let's see.
So
Modify,
it's the same.
where is it?
Right now, I'm looking at Visual Studio Community 2019, which is the what was just installed. So not now, maybe later. Gonna go dark mode, development
Okay.
settings. We'll do Visual C++.
That's what I'm missing. I did not have that tool installed. Let's see. Maybe with that. Oh, here it is. SDK. Oh, that's gonna make it heavy.
So
Let's try with that
close down the
first.
installer.
I closed Unreal right now to have enough resources available.
Okay, so Unreal
Oh,
appears as though it does not understand that I have.
I just lost you. I cannot hear you. I don't know if you can hear me. Oh crap.
Let me type to you right at this moment in time.
It's probably because it's
I
updating. I can hear you now again.
you.
So because I'm
Okay.
updating my framework right now.
Okay, no worries. Yeah, we're probably gonna have slight, glitches from time to time on that anyway. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and close down Unreal because it doesn't seem to understand that I have a Visual Studio installed.
Yeah.
And
I already closed it
no.
because I needed resources available.
No, yeah, understandable about that.
Yeah, and this is me. I have a compiler on already, which is the Visual Studio Community 2022, which is the compiler itself, actually.
Yeah.
I should got rid of an older compiler I didn't notice I had. But yeah, that community one is the compiler itself. And that's the free one. The one that's available for the public use.
Yeah. Okay, so I just created a test project for C++. So
Since I haven't touched this in a while, at least it's downloading fairly quickly. The update.
Yeah.
It is a fairly large framework update, but
oh yeah.
I mean, from what I had to what it is updating now, it's 1.6 gigabytes, so of difference.
Okay, so now that I selected C++ as in the project, I had to shut down Unreal and start it right back up again. Now that I'm selecting C++, I'm not getting that error. So now,
and when you install it, you probably got the latest framework. So you didn't get
well,
like.
I installed what they wanted me. I installed what they wanted me to install, which was the 2019. So
That
once,
what I mean
once
is,
that's been
since
installed,
this was your first install, you don't need to update the framework. I did. I had the compiler, but I didn't have the framework up to date.
well, you just needed it up to Unity's 4.27. Okay.
The framework SDK
it,
needed to be 4.6 at least.
Right, but I'm pretty sure, certain that there's
right now it's giving
more
me
recent versions
4.7.
beyond that. So
yeah, right now from what I can
So-
see in the description, it's giving me 4.7.2 right now on the update.
Right. So, but let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and change the name of the project to artist. Click. Gonna create the
Okay,
project
the
right
download's
now.
finished. Now it just need to install. Wait, why it's installing SQL? I don't have that plugin in. And I don't want to see SQL ever again.
Well, you're probably gonna be seeing it no matter what, my friend.
SQL is for database.
I know. And a lot of jobs require you to have database training.
I know.
So,
I really don't like that language. Especially when you're
I mean,
writing it, you kind of gotta think about it kind of backwards. Like, when it starts reading it, it reads it from the end of the line, not the start of the line. Why is it like that? I don't know. All I know it's
okay.
based on C.
Interesting.
Okay. Come on.
So it opened up Visual Studio on me
That's
with the
odd. Let me look at the tutorial at mm, the
step
Unreal
down.
tutorial. See if it tackles that at any point or is any image of it.
What's that?
Looking at the tutorial real quick to see if it tackles the C++ at any minute if it's asking us to do that.
Doing what? I'm sorry. What?
Okay, I see why. Okay. Now just looking at the tutorial images of the Unreal site to see
Mm-hmm.
when it tackles that C++ if it's asking us to add that stuff.
Hmm. Okay.
This is a fairly long one
Oh yeah, it is.
compared to the previous one.
Yep.
I okay. It's about halfway updating right now.
Okay, Unreal Editor will now open our new project. Visual Studio will also open and load the solution file that our project has created. Okay, so that's interesting to know. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and switch this back to live view on this. Um, so
Yeah, once I'm done updating and I can confirm that it works, I'll switch back as well.
okay, so here's the project up here. So um, there, the fact that you used like the basic default, it's, put in all the same kind of assets in the same spot. So I was like going, is this truly the same one? Or, it's like, is this a new one or is this the old one kind of, thought line. So, but no, it's the old one. So, I mean, what I could do is probably just, maybe, uh, um, like rotate one of the chairs. There we go. Yeah, let me rotate the chairs like completely backwards. So there we go. So now I know, like, if I see this, then, I'll automatically think, oh yeah, it's the artist quick section. Okay, so let me know when you are done. Let me
Yeah,
go
I'm about
ahead.
65% there.
Let me bring up this page for
Hopefully
everybody to kind
that
of
update
see.
works.
We're gonna go ahead and finish that step off. So So sorry about anybody that was like, but we're not seeing anything there, Jim. Well, I mean, for
Same
good reason.
goes for me. Like, we didn't expect this to happen with Visual Studio. In his case, he didn't have Visual Studio. On my case, it was out of date.
Yeah. Yeah. I haven't had the need to download any of the, well, in my particular case for C, C++, or C Sharp, seeing that I don't really work with those languages on a regular basis, I haven't had a need to download it on my new machine.
Yeah.
So
The reason I have it because of the programming courses I was doing mainly last year.
yeah. Um, I mean, don't get me wrong. I do know C, so I mean uh, that's not you know, I should still have it, but
Yeah.
I was a little worried with Windows going for like, hey, we're gonna do yearly subscriptions on everything. And it's like, um,
Yeah, no, that backfired, I believe.
I really don't want to be charged on a yearly basis for this. Um, I mean, if necessary, I'll purchase, a program once, you know, because I'll do that, you
There are
know.
also other free alternatives that work with the language as well.
Exactly, if necessary. Um, but I don't really want to get into a subscription, especially if I'm not using it on a regular basis. If I was using it on a regular basis, then sure. Subscription, no problem, especially if it's for work. Especially if it's for work. But um, but if it's just for my own free time, I'm not employed right now. I don't really need that. Um, I don't need that kind of drain on my finances,
Nope.
on a monthly basis. So,
Even companies did not like it either.
I mean, well, large companies should be able to afford it. Personally, if you're using their compiler, they, you know, to get their own personal work done, then they should be paying Microsoft for actually doing
Yeah, but I
using those
think that
tools.
was it was based on how
So,
much money you were making off of that code
yeah.
using the compiler.
Well,
Like, it
no,
would
I
always
mean,
depend on the cap. But
even that, even if they were doing something that was mainly internal, okay, which it's like, if you're writing code that's internal, that you will never release it to the public or anything along those lines, and they're increasing their productivity, which aka allows them to make more money based off of that productivity, then they should be paying Microsoft some money because they're using tools of theirs. You know,
yeah,
um,
there's probably something in their terms of service relating that. I don't know where exactly it is, and I'm not gonna bother looking for it.
yeah. Um,
No, but the problem with what they were trying to do is were making everyone do it, and that wasn't gonna work.
yeah.
Not everyone that uses a language is making millions.
Oh yeah. But I mean, the people that are making millions, they should be, you know, paying the people that are actually making the tools for them to be
Yeah,
making the millions. So,
yeah, that's why I don't know their terms of service. So, okay, it's doing
you know,
finalization on my update. About time it's doing that part.
if anything, they should have something like the Unreal Engine finances kind of thing.
Yeah,
Whereas like, hey, if you make, over $1 million in profit or something or
I
whatever it
don't know
is,
what
like gross,
the
gross
cap is
I
right
think
now.
I think it's gross revenue. You have to make $1 million in gross revenue or something like that in order for them to charge you that 5% for using the tool.
Yeah.
So
That you reach that cap, you have to pay a subscription, no matter what.
yeah, yeah, and that's what I would suggest.
Yeah. And that
Or
cap also
something.
depends on what license you're paying. Like there's a cap for the minimum license, another cap for the next license, and one for the other license.
Yeah. But I would imagine that that should be something similar to what Microsoft should do in
I don't
terms
know if
of
they're not
their.
actually doing that. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. I haven't really paid too much attention to what Microsoft has been doing personally.
Mm,
Um, so I've, I have other things to concern my mind on.
okay.
So
Gonna launch the Unreal Engine again now that the framework's up to date. At least I hope I updated this properly. Just give me a second till the engine actually launches.
no worries, no worries. So when Microsoft was doing, hey, you want to use Word? Okay, well, you're gonna have to do the 360. And it's like, and we're gonna charge you like $100 a year for you to use it. I'm like going, yeah, not worth it. Not gonna bother with it. So you know, right now I can use Google Docs to make myself a Word document if
Okay, now
necessary.
what?
Change it into a PDF and send it off to whomever I want to. So at this particular moment in time, so
Okay, they could have told me to do that before, and I would have done both updates if necessary. Now it's telling me that I need a tool chain.
well, you're just having a whole bunch of fun over there, my friend.
Yeah, I'm trying to locate it now.
It's okay. It's better for us to get all the necessary tools now while we're just doing these like quick starts and stuff like that than later when we're like, oh, we needed that. Okay. So better to kind of get it out of the way now than later. So funnily enough, we're doing this on the artist quick start, by the way. You
Yeah.
know, and you would think that this would be something that we would be facing with the C++. Nope, this is the artist quick start. You know, which is a bit odd because you typically you really wouldn't want the artist to be worrying too much about programming. You just kind of want them to handle like the textures
Yeah,
and
it's weird it's asking for
you know,
that for this.
yeah. So it's like, hmm,
Oh god, this is massive.
that's a line out of context right there. I'm just kidding.
Oh, the file for the C++ for desktop is quite big. This is
Yeah.
gonna take me forever to download. I'm not gonna have time.
Well, I mean, uh, we only got 5 more minutes left anyway on this, so we're probably gonna have to cover it and close it down anyway.
Yeah.
Um, but that's okay. I mean, when you shut down the stream, then it should help you with the install. Hopefully, you have enough hard drive space on your computer to handle it all this. So,
I hope they do as well.
um,
I'm gonna put only the desktop C++ for now. I'm not adding the mobile one just yet.
no, of course, of course. Um, yeah, like I said, I mean, um, initial, I mean, okay, we would have to kind of come to a decision later, not now, later, as to what we want to see in terms of um, where do we want the game to be, uh, where's the main source is going to be kind of thing, where do we want the game to be kind of placed on? Um, Now, uh, when I was, like for example, when I was doing GGG, um, I was worried a little bit that trying to play something with a lot of AI, um, well, AI actors in this particular case, going around the map, um, you know, and if there were too many, AI generated actors, roaming around, interacting with everything, and killing monsters or not killing monsters, gathering resources, and so on and so forth. I was worried that it would pretty much blow up the phone, um, because there would be too much going on at the same time that the phone wouldn't necessarily be able to handle it. So I was a little worried along those lines that the game itself would probably need more of a PC than anything else. But then again, phones are extremely powerful right at this moment in time, even still. Um, so maybe they can handle my concept of GGG, but I don't know. I wasn't sure at that time. So, I still needed to kind of get it to kind of work on PC to start off with before I considered doing anything with the mobile development. Um, but when we get to that point where it's like, hey, are we comfortable in figuring out the game that we want to make? Then we'll start on the discussion on that. Like, um, you know, obviously the mobile market is, you know, a lucrative market, right? It's, you know, especially for, um, like uh, new designers or something like that. For quick games, that's a lucrative market.
Hmm.
Um, because normally those games are small. Um, they're fairly simple, and they don't really require too much in terms of um, graphics and gameplay and stuff like that. We're not talking about you know, hey, we're not doing a first-person shooter kind of thing where you're gonna need, a mouse and keyboard to get kills off. Even though some people have tried to do like first-person shooters with mobile phones, but it's not exactly great along those lines. Um, the controls would be a little weird to kind of work with.
On a tablet,
For
it might work because of a bigger screen, but on a phone, not so much.
Yeah, exactly. Um, so um, but um, when we get to that point, then obviously we'll need to kind of discuss it more. Um, you know, uh, what do we want to do, you know, where do we want to do it, and then we kind of start building our idea out from there. Okay. Because obviously, if we're going to go, let's focus only on mobile games, for example, right? We could start off with that. Um, but then we're gonna be like going, okay, well, if we add in too much into the game, then that's gonna make the phones explode. So, we have to kind of judge the game that we're making based off the platform we're building it on. So, and obviously the only platforms that we can necessarily build on are, mobile or desktop, you know. So, we can't even do anything concerning Apple because, I mean, I don't have an Apple product. I'm assuming that you don't, but I don't know.
No.
Okay. I haven't really wanted to purchase those overpriced computers. Um, so, but that's me. Not to say that that's not a market that we can't necessarily get into. We could, try to build a game to go into like the Apple market, but it's not going to be my main first focus. So, it's either, if in my mind, my first focus is either try to build a small game that we can put up on Steam, or put up a small game on mobile. That's the first that's the first goal, that I would have on that. Then we look on the next game to build. Then we see that, then maybe we take the feedback from the first game, maybe add it in a second if necessary, or we maybe make a second version, of the first game.
Yeah.
And try that. It depends, but obviously that's further down the line. Don't need to stress about all that now. But we need to make sure that we have the structure of what we're looking for, what our goals are for, and stuff like that before we even do one line of code. In my personal opinion.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I found when I have, I found when I had like a UML of the full-on project of what we were planning, I was able to do everything that I needed to do. What was assigned to me, I was able to, take care of it. Because I could see what others were kind of working on, and if I needed to step in on, like a particular class or function or something along those lines, then I could step in. But for the most part, having that UML there, that kind of gave that overall structure, that gave the what we were planning on making, that that to me streamlined our programming process like 100-fold to me. Sure, it takes a while to make that, but I didn't feel like our when I did that team project, I didn't feel like our team was really struggling per se with anybody like struggling with the code or anything along those lines, or making things work together. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If we touched our code like day one, then we would be kind of struggling. and in some ways, that's kind of what happened to me with when I tried the Unity GGG, because I did I didn't build a UML structure and stuff like that. And Unity didn't really have one per se to kind of help out with that either. So, um, so yeah, it is what it is. So, okay, shall we go ahead and close on down, my
Mm,
friend?
yeah,
It is already
let's.
it is already 4 o'clock my time, 8 o'clock your time.
Yeah,
So
and I need to get something to eat.
exactly before we tackle Terraria. So, all
Yeah.
right, my friend. Yeah, let's go ahead and close this down.
Yeah, I'll
Um,
try and have this fixed by tomorrow. By no, not tomorrow. Tomorrow is my day off.
yeah, no worries.
Wednesday.
Yeah,
I
no
already
worries on
know what
that.
I need to install. The files are just a bit big, and it will take me like about 20 to 40 minutes, depending on how stable the internet is or how many files it actually needs to download.
Yeah, yeah. I'll take your time. Take your
Yeah,
time. No worries. No worries. You know, like you said, you have all the rest of the day tonight, or
I have
you have tonight
tomorrow
and
all day to
tomorrow.
try and fix it, test it, see if it works. If it doesn't work, try again.
Yeah, yeah. You also have all day Wednesday as well, or not necessarily all day Wednesday, but
No.
a good portion of Wednesday
Yeah, as long as the
to.
baby doesn't like take my time. I almost didn't make it today because of the baby.
I gotcha. Well, if necessary, all you need to do is just let me know, and I will say no problem. I completely understand. Family comes first. So, um,
And I got lucky
uh,
that baby fell asleep really quickly after it was done eating.
that's good. Yeah, but you let me know if you need to back out at any time, and obviously I'll be doing the same. I'll be saying, hey,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know,
I know.
but at least you'll know probably about that by like around 2 o'clock when I normally should be starting up. So,
Yeah.
but all right. Let's get out of here. We'll close down the video. Not not much happened for this video. So for
Yeah.
those of you that are like, maybe watching this later on YouTube,
Yeah,
like
we didn't know we
apologies on
needed
that.
those tools. Like, at
Yeah.
no point did we know that it was absolutely necessary you needed those things. And I didn't know I didn't have the tools necessary and that my framework was out of date. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I would have figured that the Unreal Engine would have had the compiler built into it.
No.
You would think that it would, seeing that it uses C++ on a regular basis, but from the looks of it, you're using Visual Studio and along with um, the Unreal Engine at the same time. So that's where things are going to get a little interesting because it doesn't look like you're going to be using any like they have them kind of linked so you can kind of see the code from Unreal Engine, but the the compiling, building of, or the making of the code, the coding of the code is going to be in Visual Studio itself. So which is interesting, but I probably should have expected it, to be honest,
Yeah.
as soon as I knew that it was C++ based, because well, I mean, let's face it, C++ Visual Studio is a fantastic tool. If anyone has ever used Visual Studio in the past, you know what I'm saying. you know, I
Yeah,
was always impressed with Visual Studio, especially its debugger. I was really happy with its debugger when I learned how to use it.
you
um,
know, the only reason I have Visual Studio already is because mine has the plugin for JavaScript, which is what I was learning on it.
Okay. Um, I don't know if I don't know if Visual Studio is like the best tool for JavaScript, but
That class was built around that.
anyway,
So if I used a different compiler, there might have been some differences that might have conflicted with the class.
yeah. I mean, I'm just saying that it's like, you know, to my knowledge, you know, you I I haven't really heard of people using Visual Studio with JavaScript
No, I'm pretty
before.
sure there are better tools,
So
but well, this is Argentina. They don't care about using better tools.
okay,
No, they care about
enough.
terrible politics, and so let's not get into that.
Yeah, yeah, no worries on that. I mean, you'll just need to make them smarter, though, my friend. Oh yeah. But that's gonna be it for today. You know, check out Blackheart's channel. Check out my channel on YouTube. Check out our playlists. Help us out with the YouTube algorithms. Uh, um, check our descriptions for other links, social media, and all that. And yeah. So you have yourself a good night, Blackheart.
Yep,
You take care,
I'll be seeing you
and see
in roughly
you
an
in
hour.
an hour and a half.
Yeah, hour and a half.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, normally you start at around 5:30 my time or 9:30 your time, so.
Yeah, I try to
Yeah.
start as soon as I'm done eating normally.
Yeah.
Alright. See you in a
Mm.
bit.
Yep. See you. See you then.
Alright, so yeah, that sucked. Let me mute the desktop real quick because for some reason one of my USBs decided to malfunction for some reason. There we go. I'm gonna fix it. So yes, this went terribly. They're not for the artist quick start. What would not think about needing the compiler until I started scrolling down and seeing the part where it would involve code, but or at least might involve code, which I don't know why it's like this. Like if it would be artist quick start, it would be like learn Blender or Photoshop or something along those lines, or another tool to take care of the art. Normally, you don't do that on the engine itself. I don't know. Guess we'll figure out soon enough what that's about and why we need the compiler. Which probably tomorrow I'm gonna just download like almost 7 gigabytes, maybe over 7 gigabytes of C++ toolchain. Because I don't have not one piece of it for it. I did have the framework, but I just out of date, which I managed to update it, but that took longer than it should have. Well, well. I don't know if. Actually, yeah, let's meteor shower someone. Also, should I? Oh, yeah, there's 3 of you there lurking. Might as well send you guys off to maybe something a lot more interesting. And then I will be doing Terraria in about an hour, hour and a half, somewhere along those lines. So you guys will be welcome to come back and see us try to survive Terraria Calamity mod. That's not vanilla. We already beat vanilla Terraria. We're doing the Calamity mod. Now let's see. Who is? Oh, Turkey's doing some Phasmo. Might as well send you guys over there. Oh, don't tell me this person's doing it solo. Sharky, are you really doing solo? And there's only 2 people? Come on, you deserve more attention there, buddy. And I'll stop. Okay, let's Meteor shower. Trussy, not Charlie, Trussy. And I am off to get myself some dinner. So, sorry that things didn't go as originally planned. Hopefully by Wednesday I'll have it fixed and we can actually get started with the lesson itself. So, thank you all for watching, and I will see you in a bit. Like I said, I'll be back in about an hour and a half, so bye bye for now!